Welcome to another problem of data interpretation. Here we have two images. The left one shows the number of chairs in building A to E, and the right diagram shows the number of tables. But if we look closely at the question, it says which of the buildings has 320 chairs. So since we are dealing with chairs, we can only use the left hand side diagram. Now there are two ways of solving this problem. The first can be to calculate each and every percentage and see which one is equal to 320, and obviously that will be a longer route. But the easier technique would be to see if we have 320 chairs, what percentage would that be of the total number, and then we can simply match with which segment it matches, and then we can find our answer. So 320 is how much percentage of the total number. Now the total number of chairs is given in the top of the image, left hand side diagram, which is 1600. So we have to find the percentage of 320 in terms of 1600, and we see that it's 20%. Now if we look into the diagram, we can see the yellow segment is 20%, and from the legend we see that it's building D. So for this problem, the answer would be building D. So here are some of the things that we can notice. First of all, according to the question, we don't need to use all of the data, that is both the pie diagram. So if you spend time looking into both diagrams and going through very details, then you will lose some times. So my opinion is that whenever there's some pie chart or something like this, it's better to look into the title briefly to see what type of difference there is, and maybe the legends, and then quickly go to the question. And when you see the question and you understand what they're looking for, then you can focus back into the data that you need to. So in this case, we saw that we only need chairs, therefore we don't need to look into the right hand side diagram. We just need to look into the left hand side diagram. And then there's also the fastest way of calculation. So as I said earlier, we could have calculated each and every segments of this pie chart and see which is which. So maybe we could calculate 20% of 1600, 320, 6% of 1600, and find the value and see, and then later on match. But the fastest way would be to see how much is 320 out of the total percentage, and that actually saves a lot of time. So remember these techniques while solving problems of data interpretation.